This crossbody bag is the perfect size for a day out and about. Large enough for your essentials, but compact enough to stay out of the way and keep your hands free. It has 7 pockets inside, 2 of which are secured with zippers. The finished size is approximately 18 centimetres by 12 centimetres by 2 centimetres thick. You will need 2 18 centimetre zippers, 1 set of ninja buttons, 30 centimetres by 50 centimetres of Boro ninja web, lightweight, double-sided, fusible for the Boro stitching, 4 different Japanese fabrics, 10 centimetres by 22 centimetres for the Boro pieces, Japanese background fabric, 27 centimetres by 26 for the exterior, a piece of super ninja web, 30 centimetres by 45 centimetres, and 35 centimetres by 110 centimetres of plain lining fabric. Please follow the layout guides we have given you for the fabric and the fusible so that you will know how to cut all the pieces without running out. Start by fusing the lightweight Boro ninja web to the strips of Japanese fabrics you have chosen. Use a dry iron and press onto the wrong side of the fabric. Boro is the traditional Japanese art of repairing or mending worn fabrics by piecing, stitching and patching over the tattered area. It uses a simple running stitch called sashiko to hold the layers together and reinforce the fabric to prolong its life. After the fusible is ironed onto the wrong side, we use our Ninja Timber presser to quickly cool the fabric because the glue only sets once it has cooled down. Once you have finished, you can begin by cutting out pieces of fabric. You can use any shape or size you like. You can keep them all rectangular and square shaped, or you can cut wedges, strips or round edge pieces like quarter circles. If you have a particular piece of print you wish to highlight, like a flower, you can cut around it also. Just remember to add extra fabric around the edge of the shape to allow for overlapping. Make sure to remove any fabric which does not have fusible backing so that it does not fray and leave untidy edges. We have given you just 2 examples of how you can lay out your fabrics. It's totally up to you which type of layout you prefer. As you cut each piece, remove the backing paper as the stickiness of the backing will help hold the fabrics in place as you arrange them. Do not cover the entire background fabric, as once it is stitched, we will be trimming it down to size. When you are happy with your layout, use a steam iron and carefully press the fabrics into place. Don't iron, or you will be likely to shift your carefully placed pieces of fabric. When you have finished pressing, you can begin to stitch your layers together using your sewing machine. This is a less traditional method than hand stitching, but being a bag, we want it to be strong and last. Start sewing rows of stitching 1 centimetre apart across the 21 centimetre width of the fabric. Now the machine stitching is finished, we can do some decorative hand stitching on top. Use an iron-off Charcoal pen to draw your design, because this is easily removed by applying some heat after you have finished. Draw the design slowly, as the pen takes about 10 seconds to appear. Try drawing spirals, simple rows, or even crosses for your hand stitching. Begin with the length of sashiko thread and place a small knot in the end. Follow your charcoal line until you reach the end. Make 2 stitches in the same place before you take the thread to the wrong side and knot it off. Continue until you have finished your sashiko stitching. Cut your front panel into a 21 by 25 centimeter rectangle.
Do you always wish your Boro and sashiko stitching 10 times easier? The problem is most sashiko needles are not really sharp. But what if you have really strong sashiko needles and with a really sharp tip? We have the game changer notion just for you. This is a Messier needle. Well, this needle is only available in the shop in Kyoto, and this needle is not available online. The sharpest sashiko needles you ever experience. Because tip of the needle is very sharp, and also this is such a strong body because they've been making their needles for over 100 years. But when you're doing sashiko's Boro, because you're sewing through the so many layers, don't stab it like this. Just put the needles parallel to your layers. Because the tip of this needle is so sharp, because this is so strong, so you can push it through with the fingers, and then you can pull it through easily. Yeah. I found this needle is sharper than any other sashiko needles we've been using. This is a game changer, and we highly recommend you to use it. Because we've been using Boro Ninja Web, which is such a lightweight, feasible web, that should be very easy to sew it through. However, you have some parts, so many layers of the fabrics piled up, which makes your Boro stitchings really difficult. We have a fantastic 2 notions, brass thimble and also the rubber tip. This rubber tips and brass thimble is push your needle through and pull your needle through. And you can avoid the chronic sewing injuries like trigger fingers. This is really great thimble because it's made from brass. About 300 years ago, like just all Japanese sewers has been using this. So you can open up, just put the middle finger through and squeeze it into your fingers. Try to shake it off. Make sure it's not falling off, and then just you can close this. And this is natural rubber tip, and then you can cut in the length the tip of your index finger, and then just you can fit it in. Hold your needles like this. When you're stitching like this, Sometimes if it's hard to push through, use any surface of this brass thimble. If you're using the one area all the time, it wears off, like it might make a holes. Well, still it lasts for 5 years, but please make sure to use a slightly different area all the time, so like this you can keep using that for a long time. Just using this surface, you can push it through, and this rubber tip, which is made out of Japanese natural rubber. You know, this natural rubber is used onto ski shoe. So Japan is skiing country. If you don't have the natural rubber tip, the problem is when you try to hold it like this, you have to hold it too tight, which is hurting your fingers, which is not good for your arms and fingers. Like this, it causes your trigger finger because it slips off, because like you have to have a too much grip on it. You don't want that to happen. Put your natural rubber tip on and then hold it. It stops you from your fingers slipping off. So you can grip it with just little grip. So you can pull it through very easily. Yeah, brass thimble can push it through, and this natural rubber tip pull it through very easily. Yeah. So if you're using those two notions along with your Misia needles, you can sew your boros and sashikos, so many bulky layers, no problem at all. Using those notions, you can prevent the trigger fingers, so there will be no pains around here, no pains around here and around here. How great is this?
The next step is to attach the zipper to the top edge of the bag and lining. If you find pinning and sewing zippers too fiddly, we have a super easy option for you. Our MF tape makes it very easy to keep the zip and panel together in place. Cut 4 lengths of MF tape the same length as the zipper. Using your iron again, fuse the tape along the edges of the zip. And remove the paper. Lay the zipper right side up, and along its left edge, place the lining right side up with the card pockets closest to the zipper teeth. Then the exterior panel right side up with the flap closest to the zip along the right hand side of the zipper. Position the closed end of the zip so that the zip stop is inside the seam allowance when you sew the bag together. When you are happy with the position, fuse the exterior and lining panels in position on top of the zip. Cool with your Ninja timber, and then you'll be ready to sew with no pins or clips required. Because there are 2 zippers in this Boro crossbody bag, we will use the MF tape technique to insert the second zip. Fuse the other 2 strips to either side of the zipper again. And remove the paper. Make sure the ends of both zippers are on the same side before you attach the lining and front panel. Lay the bag lining on top of the zipper and fuse together. Repeat with the other end of the exterior front panel. Top stitching along the edges of both panels here is a little tricky, but if you open both zips, you can manipulate the fabrics so you don't get part of the bag caught under your machine foot.